welcome back. This is part 2. Diving in here, look at my Tazzy. Yes, it's always good to make sure you have support services when you're going out of town if you have a kid or if you are a pet parent like myself. So I use Rover, and we will deep dive into Rover later because there was some security issues initially. Then I was looking at my text message confirming that I could cook at my Airbnb, which made me so happy because even though I've cooked abroad, I've never cooked in a personal kitchen abroad. Now I'm looking at my check-in and I am ready to check in. Yes, I'm using Frontier. Yes, I don't mind. And I'm going from Vegas to Orlando on this first leg. I already know I have a layover, but the TSA pre-check helps make things go a little faster. It's around, $100. So get it. It lasts up to like 5 years. It's worth it. Also, this 13-hour trip was broken down to one stop, which I don't really like to stop, but one stop for 13 hours is good enough for me. I had a delay at Las Vegas airport, but it wasn't so bad. I had to go ahead, pack everything up, and get ready to go. So you see how light I'm going. And then I took the Uber from my house, which is about 20 minutes from the airport, and it was $30 around 7 in the afternoon. That was pretty decent. And finally get to the airport. You see that happy smile. I'm just ready to get on vacay. I don't officially start vacay till I step on that plane, but I'm ready to go. And I got my bags. Those are the other bags. So that's how light I'm traveling. And that the departure time showing a delay. Finally, we get to board the plane, and I'm talking to the wheelchair assist because, yes, I take wheelchair assist. It's hard for me to kind of walk around the airport without my damn knee or leg getting swollen. She passed TSA pre-check, but you see we whipped right back around because I'm going to get my TSA pre-check on. I do not like taking off my shoes and going through that x-ray machine. That's one of the perks that speeds it up. But with wheelchair assist, you really get to go through even faster. And now I am finally on my flight. I am so happy. Look outside, it's dark. We're in Vegas. It's about 12 a.m. And we're getting ready to take this 6-hour flight. There is the people are sitting closest to me. Yes, we took off and it was beautiful. Let's see here. I have just arrived at the Orlando International Airport. A little bit delayed, but my there's a layover, so I'm not worried about the delay at all, and I'm just going to take it easy until. Now you see here, most of the whole place is empty because, again, we're on a layover, so everybody hasn't gotten here yet to hop on this flight. So I'm looking for a place to chill and kind of relax. I like this little TikTok dance, so I was like, let me find a place where I'm not shy and can actually do it. And there I go. You've seen it if you watch it on TikTok, whatever. Yeah, that's me trying to distract the person so that I can get my other items on board. But it's all a jokey joke, and I love it. And then, of course, I got to have my coffee, got my switch, and that just helps get through all the downtime. I promise you, you need some type of device if you want to really travel. And then there's the time. Here's when I'm leaving. And the last minute, they want to give me custom paperwork. Thank God this guy has a laptop because it wasn't working on the mobile. So make sure if you're going abroad, get all your custom paperwork filled out in a timely manner, or you're going to be like me, looking crazy at the end. But I got it done. Now it's time to board the flight, and we're going to the Dominican Republic, to Punta Cuna. I'm ready to go. Are you ready to see me? Yes, yes, yes. Let's go. I can be corny at times, and here's one of them. So I get on the flight, and I'm looking around Frontier, and I told you, it doesn't matter whatever gets me there, especially from the West Coast, I'm down with. These guys were amazing, and they really looked out for me. And thank you guys throughout the flight. I can't complain one bit. So guess what? And guess who got what? Me, got a whole row to myself to go from Orlando to Punta Cana. Yes, at least another 8-hour flight. I was with it, and I needed it. My leg was killing me. Now I'm seated, locked in, looking outside, excited, and the plane's about to take off. You know, it doesn't get any better. I'm throwing up whatever gang signs I know, which is none. It's not a gang sign. And then we get this lovely takeoff. Look at the clouds in the back. I'm going to let you have this moment because this is one of my favorite parts of flying. If you're not used to taking off and landing yet, just try it one time. Crack the window, take a little peek, and just see how the beautiful city or where you're coming from or going to, you get those butterflies in your stomach. But over time, you get over them. I promise you, this is my favorite part of flying, the takeoff and the letdown. And then that lets you know a lot about a pilot anyway. So there is the final ticket to get me to the Dominican Republic from Orlando. Orlando, thank you. Airport was nice. I had no issues. And now we are about to land in Punta Cana after about, a 7-hour flight. It was lovely. No issues. And there it is. Welcome to Punta Cana. Let me tell you, coming out that plane and going through customs was something else. But I'm going to give you a tip, and this is a real tip. If you do need wheelchair assist, this is the quickest way to get through customs. Me, I'm never bringing nothing or never trying to take nothing back. That's just how I am. I keep it light. I take pictures, I hold on to memories, but all that bringing stuff back, taking stuff, if it's not a family member or it's somebody I really know that I'm going to see, I'm not doing all that custom stuff. I didn't have any baggage because, once again, I had one carry-on, one tote. Boom. You see me? Yes, and my little crossover so I can keep my money and essentials in. You got to have you a going away or travel kit. However you put that together, just make sure it's simple and you can keep up with your stuff. Now, after coming through customs and knowing that everybody speaks Spanish, this is where almost the nightmare started. And the nightmare was transportation. Transportation in the Dominican Republic is a way to pull in money for those locals. And it's not, it's hard living and you don't get paid a lot. So I get it from that perspective. But if you don't know Spanish, you don't know anybody who speaks Spanish, and you come into this, the hustle is crazy. There are people paying up to $300 to get a ride to make it from Punta Cana to La Romana. And the way we got in this pickle was because the cruise line changed the itinerary, and not most of us obviously knew there was an airport in La Romana because we all came in Punta Cana with our already pre-established tickets, and we assumed that it was right up the street. But La Romana from Punta Cana is an hour and some change. Found that out. So here I am, understanding Spanish but barely speaking it, negotiating costs to make sure that I get a decent ride and I get a decent cost. Finally got it from this guy, but he made me think that he was just there on something else, and he was actually working with the travel agent, part of the hustle. I got this driver. So with this driver, he spoke zero English. So the whole time we're comprehending each other, and I'm speaking the little bit I know to get us where I needed to go. So the way they give directions in Spanish countries most of the time is by longitude and latitude, meaning the map exact location, not a street address, because the street address, even in my country, aren't just quite street addresses. So he had to speak to the Airbnb host because I didn't see an address on the details, which there wasn't any. And we finally got it and was able to get to the location. But it did take about almost 2 hours between making sure I had the right amount of money, which I agreed finally to $70 for that trip. Yes, and again, some people paid upwards of $200, and I found out my $70 was actually one of the cheapest that was paid and negotiated, so I felt good about that. Now here's my little bungalow, and we're definitely going to deep dive into that, but I finally made it safely, and as you can see, it's gated, which made me feel super safe. Yes, you can look outside and see, and that's my little sitting area, yes. So the weather was nice, and then the next thing I wanted to do, because this is what I do every time I go out the country, is to get to that beach. So I started looking at Uber, setting up rides, and this is where I fall into the next transportation nightmare, which is the next day. And in part 3, I am going to tell you all about it because this is something as a traveler you definitely need to be aware of. Stay tuned, stay safe, and check out this message I had to leave this guy. Oh, it ended up at the U.S. Embassy, I promise you. We're going to deep dive into it because you're not going to make the same mistakes. You're going to do better than me. See you next time.